I'm Neil Thomas. I'm the Managing Director of Gainsborough Silk Weaving. As the name suggests, we're a weaver of furnishing fabrics. Been on this site for about 125 years. Gainsborough have been lucky enough to be selected to supply wall hangings for the National Portrait Gallery. The style of fabric that we're weaving is a plain wool tabby fabric, which is very historical in nature. A lot of people think it's a plain fabric, it must be really easy to weave, but of course plain fabrics, they show every single flaw, even a knot in the wool will show up, so we have to be extra careful when we're weaving this style of fabric. Even though we use modern electronic looms and older first generation power looms, a weaver from 200 years ago would know exactly what we're doing, even if we had a loom installed last week, because the weaving process is essentially identical. So on the old looms that we have here, on a good day we may weave about 20 metres of fabric a day, so it's quite a labour intensive process. Well, the enjoyable parts of the project is always selecting the initial colours. The development side of it, we get excited here at the mill, all the factory staff in anticipation of working on a prestigious project. The challenges are the scale of the project. Typically we may upholster 1 or 2 galleries at a time. I think in this instance it's been 15 galleries, so the scale of the project itself was probably the biggest challenge.
I'm Lucy Peltz, 18th century curator and head of Tudor to Regency displays here at the National Portrait Gallery. We knew from the start that we wanted the earlier history galleries up to 1850 to have fabric hung rooms. This is a tradition in the display of Old Master paintings, partly because of the way fabric absorbs the light. The canvases with their oil paints and varnishes, which really reflect the light and therefore the colours and images back at the visitors' retinas. We worked with Gainsborough, a Suffolk-based company who continue the traditions of weaving fabric for decorating rooms, which is obviously a fairly specialist activity these days. The top floor is designed around 4 enfilades, or long vistas, and each one has a different colour scheme. The 17th century is a kind of greenish to bluish, the early 18th century is reds and pinks, and the later 18th into the 19th century is shades of blue. And then Regency period galleries with these amazing black marble surrounds which are listed, Belgium marble. Wanted to lean into that particularity of this colour scheme, so we chose to have a different colour as you look down this vista, which you can see behind me. The colours were chosen because of the way they complement and help bring out the best in the historic portraits. So we have a span of about 350 years worth of portraiture on this floor, and the colours change subtly throughout the period. And that's because the palettes that artists used, the clothes that were fashionable, the pigments that were available changed over time. And when I saw the paintings going up into these spaces, thought, yes, okay, I might have been nervous, but all my worries are allayed. Then we got the lighting done with specialist lighting experts, and it's just been absolutely delightful.